objects. ABC's Gio Benitez is at the Hudson River right here in New York with more. And Gio, the Navy is now investigating?
They are, Cecilia. Yeah, a lot of these UFOs have been captured on video, some of them over water, and now at least one pilot says he saw them daily. New reporting this morning on unidentified flying objects in our airspace. The New York Times speaking with 5 Navy pilots who've all said they've encountered UFOs during training missions up and down the East Coast. The pilots even noting that the objects were accelerating to hypersonic speed, making sudden stops and instantaneous turns, something beyond the physical limits of a human crew.
Clearly, this is nothing that we're used to seeing out there. We submitted a safety report saying that there was an unidentified object in our working space, and we don't know what to do.
This on the eve of a new History Channel series called Unidentified, Inside America's UFO Investigation.
The object then appears to accelerate rapidly.
The show chronicles a year-long investigation that includes former military intelligence officials speaking out on numerous reported encounters.
We trust the American people to know that there are certain countries that have nuclear warheads, and yet we don't trust the American people to know that there's something in our airspace that we don't know what it is.
All right. Hey, all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai by Hashem Rakar HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, the great millstone. Peace, salutation to the brothers doing this work of sincerity and in truth, the hope for elect. The brothers waiting every day, praying for Yahweh Shem Shai's return so we can get out this place. Peace and salutations to you. I just want to get into, you can see the title, the pilot's report. Reports encounters with high flying objects. So, this is a newscast. I think it's a ABC network. Talking about pilots that have seen so-called UFOs, but we know those are the chariots of the Lord, and that's our salvation. There's many scriptures in here. I'm just going to get a few of them that have the point on the basis that, hey, that's the Yahweh Shem Shai is about to send the brothers to rescue us. And it was even accounts when Yahweh Shai was being, basically just say beamed up. Beamed up into, when he was given the glory, when he was received by the Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, Yahweh, into the heavens, man. So it's many accounts we have. So let's go ahead and let's start. Because when you heard the guy say, he said it was multiple Navy airmen that seen it. Now I had a guy that told me years ago that he was flying from England to Italy with somebody. He was in the Army, the other guy was in the Air Force, and he was flying in the sky. And he said the guy gave him a trip down there, just flew him because they were both in the military, just to take him down there. And he said as he was flying, he noticed, he said this had to be at least 30 years ago, 40 years ago. That's probably so. He was an older man. He said he was flying in the airplane. And he said, as he looked up, noticed something in the cloud. He said, as he's flying, he was looking at it. He said he was petrified, and he said, told to the pilot, he noticed something in the sky. He noticed I believe he said like a disc in the clouds, just standing there. And he asked the pilot. He said, "Do you ask him? Did he see that?" And he said, "Yeah, I see it," because the pilot was calm. He said, "Yeah, I see it." And he said, "Would it hurt us?" And the pilot said, "No." So evidently, it ain't time for them to destroy him. I mean, to have the conflict, because the chariot basically was just sitting there in the cloud, as how fast a jet goes, F-16 jet, and they see it, And he said, the pilot told him, he said, "It ain't gonna do nothing." So. That solidified a lot of things when I do the scriptures, knowing that the scriptures talk about these things, man, that the chariots are real. Have an encounter with somebody that I didn't know from nothing. And I asked him about it. And he told me, he said, yeah, he saw it with his own eyes. He wasn't even in the truth. He was a church guy, you know. And he said, yeah, he said he noticed it. He's seen him. The guy, he said the pilot said he's seen them and it's not going to do nothing to him. So those chariots been up there all the while, you know. And these pilots have seen them. So let's get into a couple of scriptures that shows that the Lord has those type of vehicles, man. All right. Let's get that off. Okay. I believe it's let's go to the account of Yahushua. Let's go to the account of Yahushua. All right, let me go to 1:7. Okay. This is Acts 1 and I think 9, 1 and 9, Acts 1 and 9. It says, and when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, 2 men stood in white apparel, right? And which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him. So go into heaven. So the angels were telling them, hey, the same Yahushua, the same Son of Man, the same Yahushua that you've seen go up into heaven, he's going to return back. You know, and that's how, you know, he went up into a cloud. So what was in the cloud? You know, most people won't even can't really tell you, but the cloud, it was a so-called UFO. You know, it wasn't flying. It was just hovering right there. You know, there's many scriptures about this. All right. Let's go to Revelations 14. I'm gonna go to 4. I think it's 14:14. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. All right. This is Revelations 14:14. It says, and I looked and beheld a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on a head and a golden crown, on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. This is Yahushua. You know, this is Yahushua on it says on the cloud. This is a vehicle that he was on top of. This is what you call a so-called UFO. It says in it. Okay, so this is what it was. He was riding on a cloud. Let me read it again. Revelations 14:14. It says, and I looked and beheld a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat. Like, you see this is where you can know where is a cloud located in the sky. So you know the vehicle of the Lord traveled in the sky, what you so-called UFOs. It said upon the cloud. Let's go get the word cloud. Cloud. This says a cloud. And here goes another one. It says use of the cloud which led. Oh, that's another point. The Israelites in the wilderness. So there's another. That's another scripture we can go into. It says properly. It says cloudiness, but it says it's basically concretely a cloud. Okay. Now let's go. Let's see what the origins come from. Nephos, it means a cloud. So where's the cloud located in the sky? That was it wasn't just because a cloud is a vapor. So he didn't just go into and just sit in some vapor in this cloud. No, what happened was the Yahweh Shemi Shai sent the ship prepared for Yahweh Shai, man. Man, it would be that angel that received. Yeah, so it was a spirit. It was a not spirit. It was a ship that was there. that received Yahushua into it and took him to the Father. Man, our power is great, bro. No? Okay. It says a cloud, a large, dense multitude, a throng. Let's go ahead. It says used as denote a great, shapeless collection of vapor obscuring the heavens as opposite, as opposed to particular and definite masses of vapor with some form of shape. A cloud in the sky. So this is a cloud in the sky. So it was a vehicle because they cloaked themselves, man. All right. Let's go to, I think it's Zephaniah. Zephaniah. Gotta be Zechariah. Was that it? Slovakia. Slovakia. I believe. Zechariah 5:3. Salakia, it says, and then said he unto me, let me go back to this, go to the scripture. This is Zechariah 5:3. It says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Who said that also? Okay. And he said unto me, seest thou that I answer and see a flying roll? He said, and he answered him. He said, the length of it was 20 cubits, and the breadth of it thereof 10 cubits. Then said he, this who said that was the angel. Then he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, and everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. So, and this is what happened to it. It says, and I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. So this say Zechariah saw a flying roll, which he saw. Just think of a saucer so tall shape that spins, a flying roll. You know, and they gave the length and the breadth. It was a nice sized chariot. All right. Okay. Let's see it again. It says, verse 4, it says, and I will bring it forth, saith the Lord. So Yahweh Shema Shai, and this Yahweh. You know, Yahweh. So Yahweh said, I will bring it forth, the Lord of hosts, and they shall enter into the house of the thief. Who is that? It's going to come upon America. It's going to come upon America, man. It's going to destroy this place. You know, and it says, into the house of the thief. Who's the thief? The so-called white man, man. And the rest of the nations. And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And to the people that's of his people, etc., man. He says, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and with the stone. So this thing is going to destroy. It's going to destroy So that's a flying road. That's what he saw. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 60. Verse 8. Isaiah 60 and 8. Let's go to 7 so we can understand. It says, all the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto the ram, and Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up and acceptance of mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as clouds, and as the doves to their windows? Wow. So he was in the spirit, and the Most High showed him something else while he was in the spirit to see who, he said, who were these that fly as clouds. So that once again, it's talking about clouds. Many the scripture said for these were the curse that go forth for the whole earth. In Zechariah 5 and 3. That's the curse. So that's the curse that's gonna come upon everybody. That's what you see in Independence Day, that movie. That's what you see in the in certain other movies. Man, they had a TV show called I think Revolution, not Revolution. It was another movie called The Knowing. All these other spaceship movies. Hey, the so-called white man knows this is about to happen, man. Okay? So it says fly as doves. So what does doves do? Doves fly in the sky as to their windows, man. So it's high in the sky, man. We get, you got points. Let's go to Ezekiel. Give a little point in Ezekiel. I think Ezekiel 1 and 4. Ezekiel saw these chariots, man. Ezekiel 1 and 4. He gave a description. Okay, I says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud. Once again, the clouds, man. And a fire enfolding itself, and as brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, the color of amber out of the midst of the fire. Right? So it's talking about the midst of the fire. So just think about how shape of a saucer, so-called shape, is. And it's a circle, but out of the midst, which is like the bottom, it was the fire enfolded out of it, it's in the midst of it, out of the bottom, So the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai has chariots that are huge, quick, nimble. I mean, no force can even defeat these chariots, man. Okay, all right. There's a lot of scriptures in this in the word, man. That's about in the scriptures, man. Okay, hold on. Okay, here's another scripture. It says, and Elisha prayed. This is 2 Kings 2:6 and 17. It says, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that ye may see, that the Lord open, that he may see. And the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. So there was a lot of chariots, man. A whole bunch of chariots around about him, man. And that was in the sky, man. The mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about. Because they're illuminated, man. If you look up in the sky, you can see chariots, man. You can see them. Remember the word, the melody, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. That was done, I believe, by Mozart, man. How I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high like a diamond in the sky. It's many scriptures that give you points, man, that the chariots is coming and they gonna come to save this people. There's many reports, man. If you look on YouTube, you can find many so-called UFOs flying You know, in the bird formation, that's why it says windows and doves, man. You know, it gives the formation. You know, you got Esau trying to shoot it out the sky, and it's just eluding it and going around missiles, circling it. Just look on YouTube, man. You know, it's just a small, quick exhortation. I just want to go say peace and salutation to you brothers. You know, and this is the salvation of Israel. All right, peace and shalom.